How you doing? I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Today's video is about success in your quitting alcohol journey doesn't happen by chance. You know, anything that happens in your life, whether it is quitting drinking alcohol, whether it's quitting another habit, getting rid of another habit, or building another habit, or doing anything in your life, right? It doesn't happen by chance. You generally put yourself in a position where it's going to happen for you, right? You know, quitting drinking alcohol is something that has to be done today. It has to be done tomorrow. It has to be done the next day and the next day and the next day. And the only way that you really and truly stop drinking alcohol forever is to not drink alcohol forever. And I know that sounds like a daunting task, but that's not how we do it, right? We don't start out thinking that way because, you know, forever might be a year. You know, forever might be 60 years. I hope forever is another 80 years for me, you know. I hope it's another 80 years for you. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's done step by step by step. You know, it's done moment by moment by moment. It's done hour by hour, day by day, you know. You know, in the beginning, this is all difficult, you know. Even the moments and the minutes and the hours are difficult, you know. Even going to sleep at night, you don't really get a break from it because, you know, your sleep patterns will be interrupted because you're not getting the alcohol into your body that's knocking you out and giving you that unconsciousness for that period of time. But you have to put up with it, right? It's a discomfort that doesn't last. It lasts as long as your body is, until your body is capable of going to sleep. And then you're going to get a better sleep than you've had in a long time, especially since you started drinking alcohol, because alcohol drinking doesn't give you a good sleep, right? But anyway, that's another story. So in order to succeed at this, you've got to understand that it's your responsibility and you have to have the belief that you can do this, that you can find a solution to the problem, right? Any problem you've got in your life, any problem that you will almost ever likely have in your life is going to have a solution. And it's up to you to find the solution, right? To figure out how you're going to implement the solution and then to implement that solution into your life, right? You know, it doesn't matter at the end of the day if the problem is big or small. You know, sometimes a small problem can give you just as much of a headache as a big problem. You know, the process is still the same. You've got to understand the problem, understand the solution. You've got to find the solution and you've got to implement the solution. And that's basically what it boils down to. You know, each time you find an excuse for not doing something, you lose a little bit of your own self-respect. You lose a little bit of your own integrity, you know. You lose a little bit of your own power to change things for yourself because you're weakening yourself in the long run. You know, ask yourself, what is it that's stopping you from quitting drinking alcohol? Is it an excuse that you're making? You know, is this just one excuse after another excuse that you're making time and time again? When, you know, at the end of the day that the only thing that's stopping you from doing it is the fact that you keep picking up the bottle, keep picking up the glass, you keep pouring in the swallow after swallow after swallow. That's the only thing that matters at the end of the day. Everything else is solvable once you stop doing that. Once you prevent yourself from doing that one thing, everything else is fixable, you know. You know, every time you use an excuse, it becomes a part of your rhetoric. It becomes a part of who you are. It becomes a part of the ritual, you know. It becomes a ritual in and of itself, you know. As soon as you think of why you can't do this, you'll automatically think of an excuse. You know, it becomes a part of your thinking. It becomes a part of your behavior. And finally, it becomes a part of your actual habit. It becomes habitual for you to do this every single time. Make excuse after excuse after excuse. Stop yourself from doing it, right? And it's these excuses that you have to stop doing, you know. As I say, it's a simple task to quit drinking alcohol. Very, very simple. You know, you're blessed with the same 24 hours that everybody else has, right? You don't get any more, you don't get any less. It's just what you choose to do with that time that matters the most, right? How you choose to fill that time up. Whether you choose to excuse you not taking a behavior or whether you actually take the behavior to do or not to do, right? It's completely up to you. It's your choice. You know, karma to me, right, is something that we all have, right? And it's the fact that you are where you are today because of all the choices and all the decisions that you've ever made in your life. So all the thoughts, right? all the choices that you've made, all the decisions that you've made, and all the actions that you've taken. That's how you are where you are today, right? And your future karma is based on the thoughts, the choices, the decisions, the actions that you take right now, right? If you take the same choices, don't expect a different result, because that's what you're going to get. You're going to get exactly the same result over and over and over again, right? Except instead of going upwards, going on a journey of onwards and upwards, you're going to be going on a journey of downwards, 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 backwards and downwards. So to take a quick recap, right? You're responsible for everything, right? That happens in your life, 100% responsible. Whether you admit to that or not, right? You're 100% responsible for all the choices, for all the thoughts that you have, all the decisions that you make, all the actions that you take, all the excuses that you make. They're your responsibility, right? You can make an excuse or you don't have to make an excuse, but you are where you are today because of all those excuses that you make, right? Everybody's got the same 24 hours in the day. Just remember your karma. Remember that you are today because of all the choices and decisions and actions that you've taken in the past, and you will be tomorrow because of all the actions, the decisions and the choices and the thoughts that you make now, all the excuses that you make, right? So don't expect a different outcome if you have the same thoughts. Until next time, my name's Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Come on over to the website if you want to sign up for our Alcohol Mastery Starter Pack. It's just chocker full of all videos and books, and there's a few different bits and pieces in there to try and help you on your first steps in your first few weeks and months into this fantastic new life, this excuse-less life, right? Take care of yourself, onwards and upwards. Good luck to you. Bye now.